Good morning on Thursday, September 22nd. It is time for us to force you through one more episode of the 359 podcast with Roger Chang and Ben Fox-Rubin. Good morning.
Here we are.
Yeah, happy Thursday, everyone.
Yeah.
End of the week for us, at least for our show.
Yes.
So it's been a busy week. Lots of news. We're gonna end it.
I have to work from home tomorrow. I hope that's okay.
You're asking me this now.
Yes, on YouTube.
Let's
so
just
you
make
can't
it
say
awkward.
no.
Curse you, Ben. And we're gonna end the week with another busy show. We're gonna try to pack in 4 headlines today.
Yep.
We're gonna be talking about reports that Yahoo will confirm that it got hacked, losing 200 million users.
User accounts. Getting them hacked.
They didn't actually lose the users themselves.
Well, that'll happen eventually.
Right. We'll also be talking about Donald Trump all of a sudden supporting Ted Cruz in opposing the U.S. handover of control or oversight of the internet.
You're gonna have to help me with this one.
Yeah,
We'll
it's
get
a little
there.
it's a little wonky, but I'll
Yeah.
walk you through it. We'll talk a bit about Priscilla and Mark Zuckerberg's new initiative to cure all diseases. Mm-hmm. Pretty ambitious. And then lastly, Verizon dashing the hopes of anyone hoping for an unlimited data plan.
Very sad.
Again,
I'm still sad about it.
Yeah, they're just driving that dagger deeper into your heart.
All right,
So,
let's make it happen.
So as always, if you have any questions about any of these topics, leave them in the comments section. Our producer Brian will pick out the best, and we'll try to do our best to answer them. All right, let's get started.
All right, time to record the podcast. Be back in 3 minutes and 59 seconds from 3, 2.
Welcome to the 359, where we talk about the top tech news of the day, only the crap we want to throw in. I'm Roger Chang.
I'm Ben Fox-Rubin.
Do you still use Yahoo? Well, chances are you might have been hit by a massive hack that nabbed 200 million usernames and passwords. Yahoo hasn't confirmed the hack yet, but it has been conducting an investigation since August.
And
What do
it's
you think?
expected that they are going to confirm
It's
this.
expected today that they will actually confirm this, but we haven't got an official word yet.
Yeah.
My question to most people are you worried because you have an old Yahoo account? Do you still use a Yahoo account?
I have 2 old Yahoo accounts. I don't think that there's a lot of information in there as far as like my personal information compared to my Facebook account.
Right.
Nobody wants their stuff stolen. You end up using the same password sometimes.
That's the problem. Yeah. I'm actually concerned because I do have a Yahoo Mail account that I kind of use as like a burner email account.
Yeah.
It's like where I sign up for all my junk mail. It's Yahoo.
Yeah.
And so
how bad do you think this is for their new parent company, though? Is this going to have larger
I mean,
implications
Verizon's
for
about
Verizon?
to acquire them. I think that they're going to have some serious implications. I mean, security, the reputation for security is a big deal for Verizon, and having Yahoo sort of drop the ball like this, it's not that great.
Yeah.
Next up, Donald Trump and Ted Cruz are all of a sudden simpatico. Trump joins Cruz in opposing the U.S. ceding oversight of the internet to a nonprofit third-party organization called ICANN, ICANN. This has been a big
confused.
it's a big political battle. It has been for a while. Cruz has been leading the charge against this transition, which has been proposed since 2014.
Help me out here.
Yep.
Why is this transition going on, and why is it political? I mean, this to me seems like a bunch of back end stuff. Why are Cruz and Trump involved?
So the U.S. has traditionally had control over, or has oversight over how these domain naming systems work. The DNS basically runs these IP addresses, which translates to the URL, the addresses that we use when we go on the internet. And so there has been sort of a transition in place to kind of move it from the U.S. to a third-party organization that's more neutral. So it's not one country controlling it. Cruz and now Trump believe that us ceding oversight means us losing control and potentially countries like Russia taking over the internet.
And we lose our American exceptionalism
Exactly.
of domain naming. I guess that's important.
Stephen Shanklin had a great FAQ looking at this and kind of debunking that theory. And actually, the idea of moving it to this neutral third-party organization would be more beneficial. Most tech companies support this because it definitely spurs innovation, and it isn't beholden to any one country's agenda.
Interesting.
All right.
What do we got next?
Next up, the big headline yesterday, Priscilla and Mark Zuckerberg launching their initiative to invest $3 billion to cure all diseases. This is like the moonshot of moonshots, right?
Sure.
So what do you think?
I like the idea that all the time that I've wasted on Facebook has actually resulted in some good in the world. So I, for one, celebrate this initiative, and good for them.
Yeah, good for them.
Where they go with it.
Hopefully, this actually pays off. Bill Gates was there. It was a who's of Silicon Valley yesterday, Lastly, Verizon has once again confirmed that there will be no unlimited data plan coming. They've kept a pretty consistent tone about this, but it comes after T-Mobile, Sprint, AT&T have all sort of touted unlimited data as a new offering. And so, I don't know. As you're a Verizon customer, are you frustrated?
Yeah, I mean, Verizon's been known for being pretty parsimonious with their data. So this is just a continuation of that. And as a Verizon customer, yeah, that makes me a little annoyed that they're just never going to open that door. So,
Yeah, the CFO who spoke at a Goldman Sachs conference today, he said, people don't need unlimited data plans.
we like the idea of them. Just give them to us.
There you
What's
go.
the matter with
There
it?
you go. All right, liked any of these stories? Check us out on CNET. I'm Roger Chang.
I'm Ben Fox Rubin.
Thanks for listening.
And we are... Oh, yeah, I should probably turn my microphone on, too, and join in the show. We are cut on the audio podcast recording, and I'm going to start filtering through the chat.
Yeah.
And I'm anticipating... I'm kind of with you, Ben, on the sentiment of the Facebook thing. It's like, I hope something good comes of this instead of just Candy Crush Saga.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, there's $3 billion already, and that initiative is expected to put more than like $40 billion of their wealth into a variety of initiatives to like help the world. So, hey, I guess good for them. I mean, there is a problem with it in that it's set up as an LLC instead of a nonprofit,
Which
lot
gives
of people
them more control.
Yeah, but like a lot of people have like raised complaints about that like, is this just like a big scam to try to avoid taxes? So I don't think.
I hope it's not. I mean,
I'm not that cynical that I believe that that's like the move, but I think it's still, why not set it up as a nonprofit? I don't know.
And by the way, Priscilla Chan, Mark's wife, is a pediatrician, so she definitely has skin in the game. She knows from a technical level sort of what can be achieved. So that's a good sign, right?
Yeah.
It's not just some rich person just throwing money at a cause. I mean,
That's true.
She definitely has the know-how to kind of help execute on this.
Lewis in the chat is he wants to talk about the Yahoo hack. He says, I was one of the victims. They somehow got into my Instagram as well. Had to delete both Yahoo and Instagram.
Yeah.
Now, was it because I'm just curious, is it because you shared passwords or you use common passwords and usernames? Really?
Or you have, not that I would ever do this, but you would have like an email draft folder with all of your passwords on it.
Oh, jeez.
Maybe
I really hope you don't have that.
A friend of mine might have that.
Wow.
There's a large sentiment in the chat as well from Cyrus to Jeremy and beyond that it's kind of our own fault for this. Is like, why are you still using Yahoo?
The hack?
Yeah. So you should be kind of held accountable.
There are a lot of Yahoo accounts. Yahoo had actually, correct me if I'm wrong here, but Gmail had overtaken Yahoo Mail only in recent years.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
people are creatures of habit, and we still have our Yahoo accounts. And unfortunately, we also, like when we stop using certain accounts, we don't shut them down the way that we should.
Yeah. I mean, I still have a Hotmail account.
You still have a
Hotmail
account.
I still get emails from my own. I'm like, it's linked to it's linked to my LinkedIn account. So
my older brother has a Rocket Mail account that he's still.
Mail.
Yeah, I think that was gobbled up by like Microsoft or Yahoo a long time ago, but it still says at Rocket Mail in his emails.
So Randall says, CNET, how do you suggest we protect ourselves from hacks like in Yahoo?
Well, if you're already exposed, I mean, obviously the first thing is to change all of your username and passwords, or your passwords at least. The biggest thing you can do, activate two-factor authentication. Right, that's the sort of the biggest way the best way to protect yourself, and that's having whatever email provider sends you a random code to your cell phone that you have to enter in, the second password that you have to enter. That's really the best way to protect yourself. I mean, these hacks are going to happen. Like we could blame Yahoo for it, but frankly, it's a matter of time before these services all kind of get hit.
It's become pretty typical.
Right, it's a pretty common thing. So having two-factor authentication means that even if they have your username and password, if they don't have your cell phone, then they can't get into your account.
Right. It's just another hoop to jump through.
Yep.
My Gmail account was hacked a couple of years ago, and I switched to two-step authentication. And I can vouch for the fact that I haven't been hacked since. That I know of. But in this case, my Gmail was hacked, and they spammed all my friends.
Ooh, okay.
Where they were like, I need money. Send it to this address. So, yeah.
Yep.
Jeremy says we need one big button on all of our services to just shut it down.
That would be great.
Just a kill switch.
that.
Just a kill switch for anything on the internet would be awesome.
It's too much power.
I mean, for your own accounts, not for
What
like
if-
everyone.
What if your like drunken friend got a hold of your kill switch?
Two-factor authentication.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go. It
Yeah.
solves everything, my friend.
So can we go back to the ICANN
Yeah.
thing? I'm still like really kind of curious as far as like so the U.S. government was in control of all like the domain naming. That was the
no,
concept?
it was the U.S. National Telecommunications and Information Administration, NTIA. I think had a contract to basically be responsible for doling out IP addresses and usernames.
Within the U.S.
No,
or
for like I think
internationally?
the world.
Okay.
And so the idea was that it would cede that responsibility to
A third
ICANN,
party.
this third
Yeah.
party. It's the Internet Corporation for Assigned Names and Numbers.
Sounds very important.
They love their acronyms.
Yeah.
The government, and the internet, I guess. But yeah, so they've had this control for a while, and Cruz and Trump believe that this is gonna affect freedom of speech on the internet. ICANN has said like, being responsible for domain names and IP addresses doesn't affect the content of the internet. So there's kind of I think there's like this critical misunderstanding of what's going on.
Right. But it also shows like just general skepticism of, certain international bodies. I mean, like that's been typical of some politicians.
Well,
whether it's like the Paris Accord or,
Right.
like The Hague, different things like
so
that.
the ironic thing is what Trump and Cruz are supporting. They actually support a more United Nations run or United Nations group that would oversee the administration of these IP addresses. The thing of it is that organization would be subjected to the influence of countries like Russia and China, the same countries that they're afraid are going to take over the internet if we see control to this third party.
The UN is so good at getting anything done. So I'd love to see the internet.
Well, I
under
mean,
their
we've
control.
had just our recent visits to the UN have shown just the amount of red
Rigmarole
tape
and
and
bureaucracy.
just to get into the UN, not like to access anything, like literally just to visit the UN. The amount of red tape that we had to, and the amount of acronyms that we had to decipher just to get our passes.
The internet needs something like that, I would say. If you want to open a new Twitter account, you should do stuff just like that.
Jeremy, definitely change your password. Change your Yahoo password.
Yep.
Set up two-step authentication. Actually, Kevin in the chat has been very, very helpful. He's even suggesting using a password manager like LastPass. I use myself.
Although
there are other
LastPass itself
alternatives.
was hacked.
That is true. Nothing
So-
is sacred.
Right, that's the thing.
Nothing is completely 100% safe.
Yep.
But the more
But
secure
you can make
put in
yourself
queue,
more secure.
you can, and just pile it on. Make the password situation complicated for yourself. It'll only make it harder for everybody else.
And also make sure your password doesn't include any public information, right? Like birthdays or wife's name, or just make sure the password is not simple.
Obvious.
It's not 12345 or Superman, which I think are still like top 10 passwords.
Well,
Yeah.
out
or
there.
password.
Or
password
password,
is a very
No, I
typical
think the
password.
top one
crap.
is 12345 6.
Gotta change. Stop giving all my passwords away.
Sorry. It's 12345.
There's a 6 in there somewhere too. Outlook versus Gmail. What do you think's more secure?
That's
It's a good
I don't
question.
know,
I
that's a
haven't been
great
using.
question.
I haven't used Outlook for several
I know.
years.
I've been a Gmail user for a long, long time now.
and I haven't had. And Google is typically known for being pretty good with their technology. But like I said before, my Gmail was hacked, and I don't really know how. So it's not like I.
Sorry, dude, it was me. I just gave away your password.
Interesting. Yeah. So, but yeah, that one was also a particularly annoying one because I had a bunch of friends ping me and say like, "Hey,
Are you in trouble?
Are you in trouble? Do you need money?" And I'm like, "No, I was."
Rest
hacked."
assured, I wouldn't have pinged you. Don't worry. Mm-hmm. I would have asked. I'm like, he's in trouble.
Like, whatever.
Figures. He's in trouble.
Even me. So I don't actually have an answer to that.
Yeah,
as
neither
far
do
as
I.
which one is better than the other.
That's the thing. It's a matter of I feel like it's a matter of time before everyone gets hit at some
That's
point.
dark.
Yeah,
All right, that's
unfortunately,
nice.
it's kind of
Yeah,
true.
yeah.
I mean, I've had a couple of instances where I've had my identity stolen.
Yeah.
So usually, anytime now, I get maybe a little too thorough, maybe a little extra paranoid. But
Right.
if something I use gets hacked and it's somehow associated, accounts tied through whatever authentication, I'll just trickle down that that river and just start changing everything that could possibly be webbed together, weaved
Yeah.
together.
Mm-hmm.
So,
smart.
and especially anything with e-commerce, of course.
Yeah. And it's a pain in the butt, but it's smart. But yeah, I'm pretty sure. I know for sure. I've been like involved in a couple of hacks. Home Depot, T-Mobile. No. In terms of like my accounts, I'm sure my accounts have been compromised at some point because there's at least 3 or 4 big retailers or wireless carriers that have been hacked that I know I did business with, and so
Target.
Yeah, Target
was probably one for me. Yeah.
Let's talk about password managers. Kevin is suggesting MSecure. He's all thinking about KeepPass as another potential option. We mentioned LastPass. There's one password.
Yep.
What other good options are there out there?
Those are pretty solid.
Those are the ones I recommend. LastPass is the one I usually recommend, aside from the fact that it got hacked itself.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
I can't think of any others off the top of my head.
Those are 4 good ones. Those are typically the ones that get named, you know, for that kind of thing. So that's definitely a good start.
Keep yourself safe out there. We'll probably wrap it up for the week.
Yeah. It's been a good week. Busy week.
Thanks to everybody for joining us in the chat.
Yeah. Thanks for your comments as always, and we'll see you all next week. If you liked anything you saw or heard here, check us out on CNET. Our podcast is also available on iTunes, Google Play Music, SoundCloud, FeedBurner, and TuneIn
Radio.
Thank you. Thank you, Ben. See you all Monday.